teens that are not at all qualified to be giving you advice. I'm Peyton.
I'm Elise.
I'm Madeline.
And I'm Sierra.
And today we're going to be talking about a highly requested topic, teenage burnout. So, sorry, we have a lot of this written down. So, we're going to be talking about what is burnout, what's causing it, a few statistics, and we're going to go into like personal stories of what we've been going through and give some helpful tips so you guys can maybe get through it easier. But before we get to our topic, we're going to be starting a new segment in every episode, our question of the week. This week's question, what is your least favorite fashion trend that you wish you never participated in? Who wants to start? I feel like I just talked a lot.
I'll go. In elementary school, like 5th grade, I dyed my tips with Kool-Aid red, and then I had to chop my hair off because it wouldn't come out.
Oh,
I'd probably say like the visco trend, cause like I don't know, I got like it was definitely a time in 6th grade. Like I was, yeah.
For me, it's the curtain bangs. And now, curtain bangs look really good if you can pull them off, but for someone who doesn't style their hair every day, it just didn't work on me, especially because I got them like chin length, and so they would curve inwards. So they didn't look the best on me.
So kind of a hot take for me because I know a lot of people that still wear them, but like, because they haven't really gone out of trend, but I'm gonna say Crocs because I can't with them. Like, I don't have a reason why, I just can't.
I agree with that one.
We just need like a hot take segment.
We really do.
have
I
hot
think that would be great. Although one of your hot takes that you always bring up, I can't with it. You're 10 things I hate about you. Okay, so we're gonna get into today's topic. So let's just do like open discussion. What is burnout?
That happens to a lot of high schoolers. Like,
Yeah.
You're speaking like it's a school presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Just like we're in a safe space. I don't like saying that. It sounds weird.
We're in a safe space.
We're in a smart one, so you guys are...
Yeah.
go first.
First. No, burnout is just when like you're like way too just like physically exhausted to really do anything, and it could be going out with friends, doing your schoolwork or anything.
Like you're just mentally and physically exhausted from like everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Which I think in today's world where we have to do all of these things like as high schoolers for like college acceptance and all of this, I think it's a lot.
I think it's like really normalized now.
Yeah.
Like,
I especially really feel it.
yeah.
I especially really feel it after like I've had like a really like tough week or something, maybe with like so many exams or standardized testing. So after that, I'm just kind of like done or beat.
Yeah.
Well, like, when last week I missed school because I was sick, and the amount of work I had to do when I was there, and then makeup work, that's so bad. I hate that. Because I have like been getting so behind.
I do have to say, because we want to be like actually informative, I was asked to look up some statistics. So I found from like a Forbes article, 81% of teens like today have or like are currently experiencing burnout, which I just think is a crazy number. Like 81%.
Yeah. So are we gonna do like personal experiences, like the worst ones we ever felt?
Do we want to? You want to do personal experiences?
We can, because I can talk about one.
Go ahead.
After the SATs, the worst burnout of your like life, your brain does not function afterwards. After taking like a 3-hour test, it even works for like the AP exams. I have major burnout after. Like it's always something that's like really like mentally or physically exhausting for me that like feel like really bad burnout, and that really happened to me especially after the March 8th SAT. I couldn't function the rest of the day or for like the next like 3 days afterward, and just like wouldn't be doing my homework till like 10 p.m.
I just think, I don't know. If I had to pick like one huge experience, it was like my first AP exam. I took AP Gov freshman, so last year. It was like, I went crazy. I think I've showed it to you guys. I made a 40-page long study guide, like by typing like in all of my notes and like making things. That, like, I know that was a choice, not a good choice, but like, I put so much work into that, and by the time I reached the actual exam, it was like, I couldn't think anymore. It was so bad. Like, I still got a 4, but like I couldn't do anything. Like my other classes, I was like it was not a good time.
I feel like with like finals, like I feel that way because like you're studying like so hard to try to be like the best possible, and then like school ends, and you're like you don't want to do anything, but you also want to like have fun because it's summer. So it's just like trying to balance that. And I also feel like in the winter I get it like really bad because like there's like definitely like third marking period is like the hardest because there's no breaks. It's just like straight school, and you're like so stressed out. So yeah, I feel like definitely third marking period and like finals is really bad.
Sorry guys, oh my god.
Well, I feel burnout every single day.
Yeah.
But I would say finals last year was really hard because I was like the first time I've actually for real studied in my life.
So your freshman year was like a wake up call.
Yeah, it was a wake up call. So then this year too, like, I don't ever really study unless, and that's probably why I do so bad on my tests. But if I do study, like, I find like when I do study, I do worse because like I'm in my head constantly thinking about like what is this on the Kahoot or something, and then it's reworded differently on the test or something. So like I'll study, like go through my notes, but like I don't spend 30 minutes studying. But when I have to, I feel burned out, and then I do horrible on the test no matter what.
I feel like that brings me back to like AP exams. I mean, especially if you're like transitioning to like freshman year and you're gonna take your first AP that year, or like at any point in high school, if you do end up taking an AP, the style of questioning
It's so
different.
It throws you off so much. Like I remember sitting down for like my first like what do we call it, like the unit tests in Gov. And like, it was just, I couldn't do it. Like the wording is so awful. I don't know, it just throws you off.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm taking my first like AP like math course this year, and even like that kind of wording will also trip you up. And so I feel like, especially like adjusting to that like new style of like question or like new style of learning that comes with like APs or like different like languages and stuff, I feel like those classes for me are like the trickiest, especially just because of the wording and how they're taught.
Okay, so do we want to talk about like tips and tricks or like what not to do or like that kind of thing?
Sure.
This is a very like structured episode. I mean, I know I wrote it like this, but like
What not to do?
like what mistakes have we made?
Well, I make mistakes. I never do my homework unless like I actually have to do it. So that's like my biggest mistake this year. Like now I'm starting to realize like, wow, I like never done homework before, and now like I have to do my homework. Especially for bio because I always have a bunch of homework for that class. But I feel like when you're burned out, to not do your homework just puts more on top of it. So then, like, it just gets worse. Like, I feel like it's, like, that's just how I see it. Or, like, when I miss school because I'm sick or something, and then it's, like, I do all my work at once so that I can get it done faster because then you have, like, the rest of the week doing the schoolwork that you have to do on top of the schoolwork that you missed. So I feel like just not doing your homework it's not good.
I think a big mistake I've made is, like, ignoring the readings because, like, I know in some classes there's optional readings that you can do, like, from the textbook. Like, I've seen that in a couple, like, history classes. Like, I remember not doing the readings for one specific test, and it, like, completely messed me up because there's so many hidden details in those sections that I think would be, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't take any like AP classes, but I definitely feel like when you don't do your homework like every year, like it makes it worse. Or like if you try to put things off and then try to do it all at one time, it just it like makes you like it harms you mentally like more than like doing it slowly.
Yeah, I agree. And also like for me, that like what Elise said about like the style change from like going to AP, I need to take into consideration because like I'm doing 2 AP classes next year, and like everyone knows that I'm like very like I just like procrastinate a lot. Like if I don't feel like I need to do something, I'm not gonna do it. Or like I push everything to the last minute. So like I feel like that helps, like knowing that like the styles are gonna be different, kind of like preparing for next year too. Because junior year I heard is even worse than sophomore. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say something.
I feel like my like sophomore year was personally worse than my junior year. Like I feel like my junior year, like I learned a lot, like on like how like that you need to like get your schoolwork done, like keep your grades up, like it's really important. And like my sophomore year, I feel like I didn't care as much. So like I might have been because it was like harder, but like I definitely try to like keep my grades up more this year than last year, and even my freshman year. So
Yeah, sophomore year this year I'm exhausted. I can't wait for the school to be year to be done.
Okay, I remember what I was gonna say. When you like miss school, like I've been missing school a lot recently, not because of like I'm being sick or anything, but it's because like there's so many after school like activities or field trips that I've gone on that all the schoolwork that I've like missed, I really haven't like taught it to myself yet.
Yeah.
And because I haven't really done that yet, I'm like so behind on some stuff. Especially in like my math classes. And
Oh my
stuff.
god, same.
Like when you don't take that extra time to like really teach it to yourself, or even just watch like a YouTube video or anything, I mean, I'm like struggling. I'm not struggling, but it's definitely more difficult now. And I feel like definitely taking that like maybe 15 minutes even, just to like learn at least a little bit of what you missed, definitely helps tremendously.
Yeah, because I missed 3 days last week and we learned like something completely new, like we're doing trig for geometry, and I was like, I'm so behind, can I please come in like before, because I was so behind. Now I'm finally understanding it, but it's hard when like, because like for my teacher, she'll be like, I uploaded the notes, just like copy them down, but I don't learn that way. Like I could never do online school, I can't learn that way. So yeah, I literally had to give myself time to just teach myself what we were doing, and especially because I have like a test every week for math, so that was so hard, like having to catch myself back up.
But do you feel like even in school though, like we should have like time where like you're not stressed out if you miss a day. Like we should be able to like miss a day for like being sick, because like getting sick is normal, and like also like taking a mental health day too. Like I feel like that helps a lot. Like me personally, like after like I have like something
I
like
take
big
a
going
mental
on,
health day
like,
at least once a month.
yeah, like I usually like to take one just to like, but then I also stress about like all day. I stress about
so it's like not clear in my
it's not
mind.
clear in my mind because I'm stressing about should I have went to school, should I have just like stuck it out and like got all my work done. Like you really have to like plan it, which I wish really wasn't the case, because then it would like help people's mental health a lot. So
Or like when I'm stuck at home, I will literally check my Google Classroom to make sure that my teachers aren't uploading an insane amount of things that I have to do, because like, I don't know, I can never like relax because I just feel like I'm gonna have so much to make up.
Sorry guys. I really wanted Panera.
What was I gonna say? I really think that we could build in, like I think schools could build in a once a month year, because that's 4 times a year. That's not really a lot. I think they could build that in to have a mental health day at school where like you're going, and you're still going through you're still going through your classes, but in each of those classes you're not doing work. You're given like a study hall for like a day. Like you have like 4-day study halls a year where we could just sit. Like not like to be like a social thing, like you can obviously like be social if you want, but like to like be able to have a chance to like sit down and get stuff done, because I know so many, especially athletes, that have to like including me, where you have to go to school and then get all of your work done and then go to practice, or like the other way around, and it's just they don't have time to like breathe. So I think that would maybe be really helpful.
I feel like whenever you get like in the thick of whatever like season or like whatever you're doing, it gets so hard to balance everything, and that's what makes it really bad. Like I feel like with like the musical and like sports, like when you're really in that it's like time, like then it just gets like,
It's like
so
endless
bad.
cycle.
Can we talk about sleep real quick? Because that is a major factor. I am not good with it. I don't get the 8 hours. I probably get like 6.
Yeah.
And I will literally be in my class like to be in
Yeah,
that
I try
area.
to get better like with it. Like I try to go to bed at 9, but like that never happens. And like
I end up going to bed at like probably 11, 12 every night.
I feel like usually
Yeah,
when I
I
have like
Okay.
no homework, I try to get to bed at like 9
Mhm.
because then I know the days I do, I'm not gonna be able to get to bed that early.
Yeah.
So I feel like recently, like this past 2 weeks, I'm able to. But like I know soon I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
be able
as soon
to.
as like, because this quarter's about to end on what, the 4th or something?
Something like that.
Like beginning early April. As soon as that ends, it's like complete chaos for me. My sleep schedule, my GPA is probably higher. Like the amount of sleep I get each night. I'm gonna be completely serious. Like because of finals, I know for AP Human I'm taking right now, he's like hosting a bunch of review sessions. Like, and I'm happy that he's doing that. But like, I also have practice like most nights, and it's just kind of like one thing on top of the other.
Wait, you take AP Human?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have?
Waller. Can we say that?
Oh,
Can we say that on the podcast? I mean, I don't think he cares.
I like the actual cut it out. But yeah, I'm scared for my AP classes next year. AP Psych I heard is like a pretty easy. Like I'm AP Human, AP Psych are my APs, and like apparently they're pretty easy, but still. Like this marking period has took a toll on me.
The third
Like,
is
I'm
always
literally
Third was
like,
rough. Even
yeah.
teachers say it.
because it's just like dead
Mhm.
winter, and it's just
I like stare at like my grades like every single day, and I'm like, just go up by like 1% more, please.
Really?
And I feel like with it getting like sunny out now, like it makes me feel like I
Yeah.
have life again. Like it feels so different. Like
Yeah.
with like going home, driving home, and it's still being light out at like 6 o'clock is like it makes such a difference in like my mood and like what I want like getting stuff done. So I think that's why it makes the third working period so hard. Is because we live in Pennsylvania and it's the dead of winter.
yeah. Like it's just dark. Like I'll be doing my work, and it's like becoming like 5:30, and I'm like, and I look out like the window because I normally work like at like my kitchen table, so it's like I have like a bunch of light around me, and then all of a sudden it's just like darker and darker. I'm like I'm like falling asleep while I'm doing my work, and I'm like I can't.
Yeah, that's why I like now that it's getting darker later. Cause like it'll already get dark at like 7.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so nice.
Like I can like do my work and go for a run, and probably and, like shower, do my hair before I even have to go to practice. Like it's so much nicer.
And like sitting outside doing your homework is so
Yes.
nice.
Why are we so like quiet today?
We're not like quiet.
It's
Well,
like
we just all came from school,
Yeah.
so
Hot
it's probably a
day.
difference than like, yeah, being the weekend.
Do we have like really?
anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just kind of put like coping mechanisms. So like, what can we do to like, what do you want to tell people watching to like actually like?
I like to just sleep.
Yeah.
Like it helps so much.
I take an after school nap almost every day.
Yeah. When I have time, I take an after school nap. But like right now, I don't.
Yeah.
Like when I do, I will be taking one.
Like I honestly think when I'm like starting to like feel burnout come back in, like I took up running a couple years ago. I used to hate running. It was like I didn't want to move at all. I hated it. But now I'm like running like every single day after school unless I have an early practice. And it's been so relaxing because like I'll be doing work and then I go on a run and I'm just like blasting Mac Miller in my ear, and it's just like it's so much nicer.
For me, like I literally will like sleep. I'll go to the gym with my stepdad, something like that, because that'll take my mind off of it. Even like hanging out with family, like I feel like when I prioritize like keeping something like off my mind instead of like really focusing about school that whole time, I think that helps a lot too. Like even if like I watch a movie with my family, like that's just something I could be like not like I don't think about schoolwork when I'm in that like thing. So I just feel like prioritizing like some personal time or some time to spend with friends or family is always good too, because like kind of makes you show like how to be a teenager again.
Yeah.
And then for me, burnout doesn't really occur to me with like relationships or anything, with like friendships, family, or anything.
Yeah.
For me, it's mostly schoolwork. So I feel like to combat that, as soon as I get home, immediately do all homework, because then like you find out your homework actually doesn't take you like 2 hours. I mean, of course, it depends.
Yeah.
But for my schedule, even though I take like really like difficult classes, I don't have too much homework. It'll take me maybe like half hour to an hour.
Yeah,
most.
that's how my homework is. Like it's not.
Yeah, I only have longer because of like terms, but like they don't really. They're kind of like monotonous. Just like do it while I watch a
Yeah.
show.
And if you're able to get it done like as soon as possible, it's like relief, like weight off of your shoulders. I mean,
Like just, I think procrastination is one of the biggest struggles.
Mhm.
But like if you could just push yourself to like do it, get up, like actually go do anything you need to do, it's like it's so much relief.
Yeah, I'm a big procrastinator. I'm horrible at it.
Because we can
I don't think we have anything else to really talk about.
Yeah.
Is there anything that anyone like, any stories or anything anyone went through?
Especially not.
Since the last time we filmed, I guess. When was the last time we filmed?
Not really. I think I filmed like 3 weeks ago.
None that are PG. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Are rare.
You're gonna cut that out.
Nothing that's like
Nothing.
podcast.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for coming back to watch the Somewhat Sisterhood podcast. Thank you for listening to us yap.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow our social medias.
All right.